Picture this. Osu has practically turned to a standstill. It seems like there's only one person playing the game, and you keep seeing their name everywhere. All of your friends are spectating them. Every top player online is spectating them. In fact, anywhere Osu related you go, you find people watching along on the edge of their seats. Reddit, Twitter, Discord, Skype, everywhere. You are witnessing a rare event in Osu, a major spectator event. The basic idea is that a player is doing something special, so everyone in-game spectates to watch them do it. As simple as I make it sound, these events have a certain atmosphere which is barely replicated today, even by large top player live streams on Twitch. Spectator events happen sporadically for many years, and no one can really predict when a new one will happen, but what is clear is why they happen. On the surface, you might understand wanting to watch history unfold, but there's a much more subtle hint of old internet culture at play as well. Spectating was much more viable half a decade ago since not everyone had stable internet connections, no need for the player or viewer to use so much bandwidth. Never in my days have I seen a chat move faster than the spam that spectator events bring. For some reason, it seems to get people even more excited than usual. The incredible part is even though this seems like a disconnected thing, you can look on YouTube and find multiple points of view of events like this recorded by normal people. Unfortunately, they have decreased in frequency and don't nearly attract as many people due to the rise of live streams, which are a much better way to watch plays being done. Because of all this, it's unlikely that many huge spectator events are going to happen again. Unlikely, but not impossible. While top players, especially in the early 2010s, attracted hundreds of spectators each time they played, we can still pinpoint which events stand out from the rest. The three major spectator events that I'm going to talk about today are Ruruchi's Pensamento DT runs, CookieZ's Unban, and CookieZ's recent 2021 return to Osu. On October 19th, 2014, Ruruchi, who was the number 3 ranked player at the time, began playing a map which was exceptionally hard, Pensamento Tipico de Esquerda Caviar with double time. At the time, no one had ever been able to FC a map over 8 stars, but with one of the best players in the game attempting the map, which went just over that boundary, he began to amass an audience. First, only a couple hundred spectators, then more and more began to pour in over time as he started setting 2 miss, 1 miss, and even 1 slider break runs. When the PP record sat at only 558 PP, Ruruchi's attempts, if he kept the same accuracy without breaking combo, could have pushed over the 600 PP barrier. Everyone was fanatical in the chat as history seemed to be unfolding right before them, spamming chat harder than you might have ever expected. At the peak, Ruruchi's spectator count is speculated to have been the highest ever up to that point, though this is disputed as CookieZ may have beat this prior to 2013, but it is not documented. With 1200 to 1300 spectators, more than 10% of all users online were spectating him all at once. Ruruchi never did achieve an FC on Pensamento DT that day, and the event only lasted for 1 to 2 hours, but for everyone who was there, it was one of the most exciting times in Osu history. Upon his unban, CookieZ was the most famous Osu player ever, and as such he had the largest Osu live streams on Twitch, but this didn't stop the record from being beaten. While streaming on Twitch to more than 15,000 viewers, people still ended up opening their games and spectating themselves even though it was less convenient. The sudden influx of players going online and heading to spectate and chat initially caused Bancho to crash due to the immense load on the servers, but it came back quickly. Even Peppy, the creator of Osu, dropped by in the Twitch and spectator chats to watch possibly the biggest event in Osu history unfold. Playing staple difficult maps that almost no other player could keep up with at the time, CookieZ just kept building up spectators as his legend continued in front of everyone. In his image material run, he reached 1,501 spectators while achieving a 1 slider break S rank, of which the accuracy was unrivaled then. This was again just over 10% of all users online, all the while streaming on Twitch to a crowd of even more. He would break the spectator record many times over the course of his years-long Osu career, but the next event we're going to talk about is actually quite recent. Side note, HVIC225 near the start of 2016 nearly reached 3,000 spectators due to a glitch in Bancho, which many remember, but the true number of spectators at the time is closer to 800. On August 26, 2021, after many months away from the game, CookieZ, now known as Chocomin, returned randomly to Osu. His legend has spread throughout OS across the late 2000s, all of the 2010s, and into the early 2020s, so it's no wonder that such a return would have so many eyes watching. News spread quickly as old players and new players alike all joined in the spectator chat to watch the comeback of the most beloved Osu player ever. The count surpassed 1,000 and 2,000 easily, with many eager to see how well Chocomint could play after having been away for so long, and he did not disappoint.
Oh my god, what just happened?
Just like the major events before, everyone seemed to drop everything that they were doing just to watch it all play out in front of them. Most OS streamers began streaming themselves watching Chocomint, with multiple thousands of viewers divided across the OS category on Twitch. Bancho chugged along before breaking for some 3,500 plus spectators, who immediately just reconnected and brought the count right back up. In the end, Chocomint reached a confirmed total of 3,953 spectators, absolutely smashing the old record held by him of almost 2,000. Once again, more than 10% of all users online that day were spectating CookieZ during the 3 hours he played. The official Twitter account for OS even tweeted about the event, solidifying its spot as one of the most significant pieces in the game's history. Spectator events used to be much more common occurrences in OS, but have largely been lost to history. When they've happened in the past, it was still something special, but even more so now. I hope that now some of the people who weren't able to experience spectator events of the past now understand the hype around these rare occurrences. With the biggest spectator event we've seen as of yet, who knows what the future holds for these unique moments in OS history.